The sixth way we can pronounce it is another long vowel sound. It's oo, oo, okay? In words like through, as in he went through the door, okay? I went through the shopping centre. I went through the tunnel. Through, okay? To go through something. Through rhymes with words like true and clue. It's got that long vowel sound, oo, oo. Again, make sure you're watching my mouth. Ooh, ooh, okay? This is not a common pronunciation, but the word through is a common word. So there's not many words where you'll hear O-U-G-H pronounced ooh, but you will hear the word through a lot in English. So make sure that you learn this one by heart. Through, 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 okay? Okay, the seventh way we can pronounce this O-U-G-H is using, of course, the schwa sound, okay? This is normally in 2 or 3 syllable words, and it's normally the second syllable, okay? Think of words like thorough, thorough. O-U-G-H here is pronounced thorough, thorough. Remember, the schwa sound is never stressed, so it's not the stressed part of the word. We don't say thorough, we say thorough, thorough, and borough. Also, a longer word, thoroughly, 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 okay? Thorough, borough, and thoroughly, thoroughly, okay? This time, we use that schwa sound in the same way that we use it in letters, just and un, like a man, an orange, a woman, okay? The schwa is a really short, unstressed syllable, so thorough, borough, thoroughly. Rhymes with and okay? Okay, the eighth way to pronounce O-U-G-H is up, up. This is a crazy way to pronounce it, and it's only found in one word, the word hiccup, hiccup. What is a hiccup? A hiccup is, it's the thing that happens when you eat or drink too much, too fast. We say in English, you get hiccups, 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 okay? And one way to spell hiccups in English is with that O-U-G and H. Make sure, though, that you remember that many English speakers actually write hiccups, the same way that we would write cups, with that U-P-S, ups. But it is very common in English to write it O-U-G-H. Cup, up, hiccups. Okay, so hiccups, remember, has that up, up, up pronunciation. Okay? Okay, the ninth and final way to pronounce O-U-G and H in English is in words like lock and hock, where it's pronounced ock, ock. These are two very uncommon words in English. They're not used very much at all, but occasionally you might find these in older English books, or if you're travelling around in Scotland or Ireland or somewhere like that. Lock and hock, okay? Lock and hock. Here the pronunciation is ock, ock, which is the same ock sound that you find in clock or tick-tock, okay? Ock, ock. Practice with me. Lock and hock. Okay? Okay, let's try a couple of practice sentences where you'll see all of these ways to pronounce O-U-G-H jumbled together. Okay? Look at this one. The rough, dough-faced ploughman fought through the borough to the loch, whilst hiccuping and coughing. The rough, dough-faced ploughman fought through the borough to the loch, whilst hiccuping and coughing. Let's hear you have a go. You try that. The rough, dough-faced ploughman fought through the borough to the loch, whilst hiccuping and coughing. Okay? Well done. Now, let's have a look at another one, a little bit longer. I want you to read this with me so that you really practice every word and you can improve your pronunciation. Try this little story. The wind was rough along the loch as the ploughman fought through the snow, and though he hiccuped and coughed, his work was thorough.